everything that I'm going to show you today, like Matt mentioned, we're going to have, they have documentation in the help guide. And so you can just sit back and relax. You don't have to take a lot of notes, and you'll be able to later reference them. So where I am here in the help guide is you'll be able to see everything that we're providing today. There's documentation. The first item I'm going to show you is here in the email area, and way down at the bottom it'll say, how do I send an email to a specific group of students, which is going to be the first little topic that I'm going to share with you today. And this does send, you can create your own PDF here, or you can just look at it online. So I'll be going step by step through this process with you, kind of explaining everything, but you can always refer to this on your own time later or send it to a colleague if somebody asks. Just as a little note, some of you are very familiar with our help ticket system, but if you ever have a question on anything in the system, or just a question about a need that you have, feel free to submit a ticket to our help ticket, and our support staff will try to get back to you as soon as possible. That being said, I'm going to move on. Sometimes we're asked, how do I create an email list? I want to send an email list of all the students in the system who are teachers, or who are firefighters, or who have taken Baby 101. So in this email drop-down list, you'll see all sorts of ways that you can, as an administrator or as a sub-administrator, given this permission, you can send email out to all of your students, a particular course, a particular event, your administrators, your supervisors, your instructors, or way down here at the bottom is a customized list that you create. So if I click on that, we'll see a place that you can set up a template. The idea is, after I generate this group of people, I'm going to save it with a specific template name, and then that way next time, instead of creating the template, I can just search for it. So for instance, down here at the bottom, I can see some templates that I've already created, and it will remember that. And I'll show you that in just a minute. But let's go ahead and create a template, first of all. The idea is, there's two different ways you can generate a custom mailing list. The first one can be based upon courses that people have registered for. So let's say you're teaching a course in technology or in curriculum development or any of your subject areas. And you can look for a specific subcategory within that. And if you stop right here, you can then send it out to anybody who's taken any course in discipline. Or if you're looking for a specific course, you can say, hey, everybody who's taken a class in discipline strategies for the classroom, or you can even highlight and do multiple courses too. So any of these three courses, this list would go out to anybody who registered for those. So that's one way that you can do it. Another way you can do it is, instead of doing it by category, you can do it by groups of people. So down here below, you can also select, and the reason it says or and is that you can actually select, let's say, a combination. So you can look at the student registration fields, like their personality, who they are, and defining what kind of person they are, and either combine that or be independent. So for instance, if I'm looking for all my teachers from Glendora Unified, which is going to kind of be my example here, I'm going to just do, this template's going to be called Glendora. These are all my Glendora teachers. And I don't really care if they've ever signed up for a class or not, so I'm not going to turn that on. But I'm going to create a template for everybody who's in the Glendora district. Now just keep in mind, this is going to be different depending on your student registration fields. You might not have district. You might have department or division or company, something like that. You can also further define it and look down at all sorts of issues. Whatever you have in your student registration fields, we can come up with that kind of criteria. And again, you can also combine it with classes that they've taken. So for instance, all the teachers in Glendora who've taken First Aid 101, or all the teachers in Glendora who've taken technology classes. But right now I'm just going to do all the Glendora teachers, and I'm going to generate this template. It's going to look back at the database and find all of the students in my student area that have Glendora as their school district. Now, once I've generated that template, you'll see that it stores it here in the system. And now it didn't exist before. If you were paying attention, you notice that Glendora didn't exist there, but it does now. And if I select it, I can either create a CSV file and export it to a different program. Let's say you're using your company uses MailChimp or something like that, or has a different newsletter list that you will need to import it to, and you can create a CSV file here. Or you can load the template and it will go directly into our little email editor. So if you have an email editor right here, you can type in, "Hey teachers, we are providing the following upcoming course." Of course, you have to spell it right. We are, and you type in whatever you like. Then you can do up to 5 different attachments and send it out from here. So I'm going to go ahead and just send it out so you can see. But that is how you can create as many lists as you like, as many templates as you like, as many configurations of different kinds of people. And then if I look in my email audit trail, we'll see that those have been sent out to just those. Do you see that? These are my 5 people that, those people that we identified to be part of that group of Glendora teachers. So that is the first little tip that I wanted to share.
Bill asked the question, assume an additional teacher signs up for the same Glendora school. Will she be picked up on future emails?
Bill, I love you for asking for that. Yes, I forgot to mention that. If you pull a one that you've set up before, if you pull that template and you load it in, it will actually look and see if there's any more people that have been added to it since the last time you ran it. So this one didn't happen to have any, but if I had chosen one that had some additional ones added, it would actually say 3 were added or 2 were added or whatever. So be sure and select, every time you choose that template, it goes back and re-queries if anybody new has been added to that group.